It was some kind of pitching performance last night, some kind of day today. You see baseball fans out here in the pen taking in a little day baseball with us. We don't need to go to work, school. Come on. Enjoy us. Mariners' chance to win a homestand and a series. Brad Adam, baseball analyst Bill Kruger. All right, we saw a whole bunch of punch-outs from David Price. He was really good last night, but so too is Sashi Iwakuma. Kuma, that's back-to-back, Bill, 8-inning shutout performances. Look at his last two turns here against KC and against Tampa Bay. We talked about how easy it looked, but there's no way it's that easy.
No, it can't be. It just looks so doggone easy. The guy doesn't walk people. 80% first pitch strikes. He just goes about it in a workmanlike fashion. His delivery has no kinks. Everything comes out of the same slot. There's a nasty slider. He had some good sliders to right-handers last night. Of course, the signature split finger came to play. And his sinker and his split, there's not a big variance in speed, and they kind of work off of one another. It's hard to detect between the two, much like Felix and his fastball and changeup. I mean, this guy's in perfect fielding position. A dazzling 8 innings of not necessarily overpowering pitching, but just pure efficiency by Iwakuma. He's one of the best in the game. He's proven it. 50 starts plus with a 2.5 ERA in the league that tries hard. Are you kidding me? Wow.
14 wins last year. 2-0. Got the no decision last night after 8 scoreless. Well, David Price went the distance. Complete game. He got the win. 9 innings. Punched out 12. And we're going to take a look at his pitch chart and what happened last night, Bill. The Mariners, first of all, they took 55 pitches. It means they did not swing at 55 pitches. 28 in the strike zone. All 28 were called strikes. Usually the Major League average only 82. That surprised me a little bit. So he was a perfect in the zone. Out of the zone, 25 were called balls. Only 2 were called strikes, which is right about the norm. What does that tell you about last night, David Price, Bill?
Gary Cederstrom was a terrific umpire, and he was very fair. They didn't give him anything, so you can't really complain if you're Mariner hitters because he did call the game well. And this guy didn't need much help. I mean, we're talking 95, 96 on the edge. The lefties really had no chance, to be honest with you. I thought they did a good job of battling against David Price. His velocity was up. He had a very good cutter, occasional changeup, occasional slider, but just an overwhelming power performance by one of the premier left-handers in the game. If this guy's on some sort of showcase sort of caravan right now, he did himself some kind of good last night, didn't he? I mean, if Tampa can't hold themselves out of the position they're in right now, boy, that guy, he's going to be worth a ton on the market.
Free agent market or trade market, you're right. David Price getting it done, hit 96 as he struck out Justin Smoke to end that one last night. Well, again, beautiful day baseball. What more do you need? How about lineups, first pitch? They're coming up with Dave and Mike right here on Root Sports. Enjoy.
From Bell Street Harbor, a good look at the ballparks downtown at Safeco Field. CenturyLink, and you got the big wheel. Inside here at Safeco Field, we've got Major League Baseball. The Mariners wrapping up a homestand against the Tampa Bay Rays. Got a gorgeous day again. Matinee action here in Seattle. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew, glad to be with you this afternoon. Kids in the house, too. Let's take a look at the lineups that Brandon Maurer will face this afternoon.
For manager Joe Madden, Matt Joyce had the big hit last night, 3 for 4 with the game-winning RBI. Will lead off. Then it's Zobrist. DeJesus, the home run in the 9th inning. He was the DH. Will hit 3rd. Then it's Longoria, Loney. Will Myers drops in the leadoff spot. 2 number 6. Jennings, Escobar, and Hannigan rounding out the 9 for the Rays. For Maurer this year, this will be his 5th appearance. A 6.20 ERA. 1-1 record for Maurer. 10 strikeouts over 20 and a third. Giving up a couple of home runs. And again, pitched deep in the last outing. Went 7 and a third, helping the bullpen out. Defense for the Mariners. Ackley in left, Jones in center. Romero out in right. Seager in third. Miller and Cano playing up the middle. Justin Smoke, your first baseman. And John Buck will do the catching. Mike Zunino getting the afternoon off. So look for Maurer to try to command the strike zone today. Again, his fastball velocity was down a little bit, but it was because he wanted it to be. You should take a look at the numbers from his last start. So hopefully he'll have that good sinker going today. Get some ground ball outs early in the game. Keep his pitch count down. Only threw 97 pitches and 7 and a third in his last outing.
All right, way to start the game. And young fans saying play ball, and we're ready for action here. Bright sun, that could be a factor, as it generally is on these matinees and Sunday afternoon games that we have here in Seattle.
Little breeze blowing out to right. Beautiful day.
Maurer's got the 1 win on the season. That was at Houston on May 4th. Rated fat face. Matt Joyce, 3 for 4 yesterday, father and son. Dodger fans. Dad's got a Brooklyn cap on, and son had an LA cap. Ball 1 to Matt Joyce.
Oh, they're here at the ballpark. That's fine.
Love it. Showing their old school connections. 74 degrees.
I'm going to say
the northwest at 3.
I'm going to say this is a first. Talk about the shift all the time, and Joe Madden getting a lot of credit for it. I think this is the first time we've seen a shift on for the leadoff hitter.
I think you're right. Good point. Who played umpire today? Kerwin Danley, the veteran. Another veteran, Lance Barksdale at first, Mark Rippiger at second, and Gary Cederstrom at third. 2-1. I can't think of anybody else that we've seen.
Well, the difference is Joe Madden, he has the same personnel, but he changes his lineup every day. It was Will Myers leading off yesterday, and now you have Matt Joyce, who was hitting in the middle of the lineup, went 3 for 4 with the game-winning RBIs. He'll ground out the first, but Mariners putting the shift off for the leadoff hitter today.
3rd straight day, different leadoff man. He had David DeJesus leading off in game 1. 1 down here in the first.
I was over on the radio side earlier today, and producer engineer Kevin Kremen told me today that they should ban the shift. He doesn't like it, doesn't want to see it anymore.
Well, guess what? As long as you're going to be sticking around doing this, pal, you're going to get heavy doses of it, and it seems to be increasing day by day.
Oh, I agree. There's going to be over 14,000 of them this year.
Yeah. Unless you're planning on retiring soon.
Well, but you know what is interesting about the shift is I was talking to a couple of the guys, mainly Kyle Seager, about it, and they're aware of it, and I think the hitters are going to make an adjustment to it, something that you and I have talked about over the course of the season.
That's the next thing, and Madden yesterday in his discussion was saying, you're trying to get in a hitter's mind. Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. How about the at-bat this guy had last night? David DeJesus.
Unreal.
It looked like he was going to be cut in half by a 97-mile-an-hour fastball leading off the 9th inning. Mariners up 1-0, and he comes back on a 2-2 pitch and hits a changeup for a home run to tie it. In terms of just flat guts, that's one of the better at-bats I've seen.
Oh, I would agree with you, and I think that the changeup was the right pitch. It's the out pitch for Rodney. He just didn't locate it. Davey left it up and in the middle of the plate, and it cost him. But I think if he is able to get it to where he would normally throw that pitch, which is down and away, he probably gets a weak ground ball or maybe even a strikeout.
And it's one thing to talk about moving your feet. it was, as you and Jay pointed out last night, that was a very athletic move for David DeJesus to get out of the way, because you said you would have been calling for the medic, right?
Oh, there was no question. I'm wearing that one. I would have wanted to get out of the way. Feet just wouldn't have moved as quickly as DeJesus did.
I mean, it was remarkable.
It was. I just still couldn't believe when we showed the replay how he was able to get out of the way of it.
Iwakuma was brilliant last night. David Price a little bit better. 2-1. Woo! Like what you said earlier about Mauer trying to back off with velocity, meaning that he's going a little bit more for control and more pinpoint location
and more movement. He wants more sink to his fastball, and his fastball will move. And this is a guy that can throw 95 miles an hour. And that's one of the things that I thought is he loses DeJesus for his first walk of the game. It was in his last outing. I'm watching him, and he's 88, 89, and I was thinking, I wonder if he's healthy, if he feels okay. But his comments after the game was that was the game plan for them. They wanted him to work deep in the game. They thought getting quicker outs on the ground ball with a good sinker, less velocity, more movement to it, would help him. Unfortunately, it was 14 singles.
Right. I think back in the Miami game, April 20th, and you even said, as you look at Longoria, between innings, he's got so much movement, just throw it down the middle and take your chances.
Yeah, just set up down the middle, try to hit the glove, and it will run to one of the corners.
Longoria 0 for 4. Last night's game. Even with the loss last night, Mariners have won 13 of their last 19. They're 3-3 in this homestand. I'm sure you saw in the standings. Guess who won again last night?
Oakland.
Yep. They are 10 games. A's are 10 games over 500, up 4 on the Angels starting today. And 4.5 on the Mariners.
Well, the remarkable part of that, too, is by now they're certainly not sneaking up on anybody.
Hardly. Better circle them on your calendar. Fouled off by Longoria.
We were talking about it at the start of the game, and last night a tough loss. Iwakuma exceptional with his outing again. It's great to have him back in the rotation. But you wake up in the morning, and the players, Dave, I guarantee you the thing that they're thinking about isn't the loss last night and what a tight game it was, and how unfortunate it was that they would lose it tonight. They get up this morning thinking we need to win this series and keep this thing moving forward.
Absolutely.
Because they've been playing such good baseball.
14 of 20 has a nice ring to it.
And another series win possibly with a win today. Right. So
get you 2 games over 500. You play a Minnesota ball club that's just below 500. As you look at the line from last night, and we said this was one of those goosebump pitching matchups, and it lived up to it.
Yeah, from all accounts, David Price, that was the best stuff and command that he's had this year. And you could see it. He was throwing a cutter. He was at 95 miles an hour. We showed a lot of highlights of all the pitches on the corner to get his strikeouts. 12 strikeouts in the game. I believe 8 of them looking.
8 looking. 69 fastballs. Boy, that was good stuff. And Iwakuma, he had 5 strikeouts. Didn't walk anybody. 4 hits. Shutout ball over 8 innings.
I think sometimes, and I know it's true for hitters, that you hear the term tip your hat to somebody, and they hate to do it. But this wasn't just some random pitcher out there. This is a guy that's won a Cy Young Award and was on top of his game last night. It was a great pitching matchup, and Iwakuma had that 1-0 lead in the first inning, and they both settled in after that. If you like pitching, it was a good one.
0-2 to Longoria, cleanup hitter. Last night off. Inside missed. Longoria. Check that. He was 0 for 4 last night. Big point. The night before, he went 0 for 2. That was a game where he threw a ball away. Very uncharacteristic of him. Then got lifted after the Mariners got a 9-0 lead after 3 innings. that. 1-2.
That looked like a good cutter at 91 miles an hour. See John Buck, the veteran, behind the plate, acknowledging it was a good pitch to Mauer. Let him go back out there again.
Got the sun out. A little less in the hair. Go with the hat. Absolutely. It's a good looking chapeaus. 1-2. Dug out by Buck. And the ladies sporting them. Nice. Got Fedora Day coming up later on this month when Detroit comes to town. You see how they won last night? Cabrera 3-run homer, 9th inning. Victor Martinez had a laser home run right after. In Detroit, 11 games over 500, up 5.5 in their division. Old foul. That 5.5 is tied with Milwaukee's lead for the biggest lead for a division leader.
Well, you can see Longoria trying to do some damage to Mauer's pitch count. 9th pitch of the at bat coming up. Mauer now 19 pitches here in the first inning. There you go. Now that's the hat right there.
That's sun hat there.
Yeah, cover everything.
Outside. James Loney is on deck.
This will be at least a 10 pitch at bat.
3-2. Runner goes. Strike 3 call. Longoria stunned by the call of Kerwin Danley. They strand a runner. Mariners coming to bat here in the first. The beautiful day here in Seattle. Matinee baseball out in the pen and all over the yard. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order that will face off against young right-hander Jake Odorizzi.
This afternoon's line is brought to you by Chevron. Jones will lead things off to a great start, 370 average. Then it's Romero. How about Robinson? Cano has reached base safely in 22 consecutive games, average up to 307 now. Hard to clean up hitter and the DH. And it's Smoke, Seager, Ackley. Buck getting a start. He will hit 8th, and Brad Miller rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. Odorizzi on the year, a 1-3 record, 5.79 ERA in 32 2/3, 37 strikeouts, but he's also walked 16 batters. Opponents hitting 311 off of him. And the defense for the Rays. If Joyce in left field, Jennings out in center. Will Myers will be the right fielder this afternoon. Longoria at third, Escobar and Zobrist playing up the middle, James Loney at first, and Ryan Hannigan will do the catching.
The Mariners' new spark plug, James Jones, leads it off. Looks at ball 1 for 24-year-old Jake Odorizzi.
Odorizzi, fastball around 90 miles an hour, throws a split change. It'll be about 84, 85. Also mix in a slow curveball and a slider.
Alex Cobb on the DL. We'll find young pitchers for Tampa Bay told him that split change. Hellickson out, Odorizzi out, Colomé out. This kid's getting a chance. 2-0. Back with a strike. Good work by James Jones, playing in his 12th game. Great look at the panoramic view from center field as we come to above the A at Safeco Field. Wind blowing left to right here at the ballpark. We're going to white shirt sort of stand out. There we go. Look at that little cutie. Breaking ball upstairs. Jones 1 for 4. Last night went 2 for 3 on Monday. And he's aboard. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Stephen Romero's been swinging a bat pretty well, and he's coming up next. Stephen, the right fielder for the Mariners.
Well, what did Lloyd say in spring training? The players make up the lineup. And Romero, with the way that he's been swinging it, is keeping himself in the lineup. 3 for 9 in this series with a home run, 3 RBIs, and a double. So his average on the climb. Good to see.
Jones 1 for 1 and base stealing thus far. Odorizzi out of Highland, Illinois, lives in Delray Beach, Florida these days. First pitch to Romero, in there for strike.
Looks like Kerwin Danley's going to call the high strike. Ended up bringing up Longoria on a pitch at the top of the strike zone, and then that fastball also at the top of the zone. Players have to be aware of that today.
But for the most part, Gary Cederstrom had a good game behind the plate last night.
He had a really good game last night.
Strike 2 here to Romero.
That's what you would expect from a veteran umpire. Been around for a long time. We had Jay with us last night. It was one of the first things that Jay said about Gary. And I thought he did a good job in last night's game.
So Romero behind 0-2 to Jake Odorizzi. Odorizzi coming over from Kansas City in the deal that also brought Will Myers to Tampa Bay. It's a James Shields trade. Broken bat ground ball. Here's Loney. Will get the lead runner. That's all they'll get. Fielder's choice, broken bat 2. Get the force on Jones. Out number 1 will bring up Robinson Cano. And Robinson Cano, his numbers surging, tied for 9th in batting average, 5th in hits. He's up to 307, a homer and 22 RBIs. Still looking for the first home run here at Safeco Field as a Mariner.
Numbers that don't mean anything but are kind of fun. Day games this year
for
Robinson Cano. 380 batting average with 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 9 RBIs in 12 day games.
Second only to Diane Viciedo of the White Sox. Yeah, that's not too shabby.
Pretty good.
It's 1 for 1 against Odorizzi.
There's the slow curveball, 68 miles an hour to steal a strike. You're going to see that pitch quite a bit early in the count.
Eight doubles and a triple for Cano. Got an 0-1. Center field for Desmond Jennings. 2 down. Bring up Corey Hart. Wind blowing left to right across the back. On the back wall there, coming out of the northwest at 3 miles an hour, though it looks like a heck of a lot more than 3. Corey Hart coming off an 0 for 4 last night, struck out a couple of times. 2 for 3 on Monday. 2 runs batted in. Ball 1 to Corey. I always wonder why people boo when pitchers throw over. They're doing their job. There we go, number 1 Mariners fan. There you go. Put a little work into that baby. That's nice. Two and 0 count.
Good fastball for Corey. 91 miles an hour, elevated up out over the plate.
Seen him hit a few of those pitches. He can get on top of it. Pretty impressive. A sunny day here in Seattle. James Jones, great jump. Throw down to second. Wow, got him anyway. What a throw by Ryan Hannigan. Outstanding throw. Like James Jones got a great jump, but mechanics, that's executed well by Hannigan. Yes, got him. Second base umpire Mark Rippiger. We'll do it for the Mariners in the first. Back with more right after this. James Jones and Stephen Romero, and upon replay, it looks like he's safe. Look at that on this angle. Lloyd McClendon went out and spoke to Rippiger.
It looks to me, and right here you can even tell where the glove hits him on the forearm. His hand, it looks to me, is in there. I think that he was safe. So a bad break for the Mariners. Catcher's getting the breaks again, Dan. What do you think?
I think it's perfect.
Well, we get a good break here today. Last night we get Jay Buhner. Right now we get another Mariners Hall of Famer. Dan Wilson joining us in the booth. Good to see you for the first time this season here in the booth. Good to see you, pal.
Good to see you.
How are your travels, Danny?
It's been good. It's been very good. Yeah, it's been nice being out on the road a little bit, getting a chance to see some of the catchers and some of the minor league affiliates, and been a different look, but been so far so good.
Any guys, give me some names. Any guys jumping out at you in your travels?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I like what we've seen all the way throughout all the affiliates. The catcher's doing a nice job. I know down in Tacoma with Quintero and Sucre, those guys do a pretty solid job down there, I like what we've seen from those two guys, a little bit more veteran guys that have had a little bit more experience. But some of the younger guys too. John Hickson, AA, continues to do a good job. Mike Dowd, who was in spring training pretty long time this year, also does a pretty good job down there. And Manny Pena, who we saw in spring league camp, is back healthy now. He's playing. And then, you've got Steve Barron, who was up a little bit during spring training. He's doing very well. Tyler Marlette is a great prospect down there, can really swing the bat. And Marcus Littlewood is another catcher in A-ball. So, there's a lot of guys, but they're all playing hard and doing well.
Big strikeout of Loney, one of the top hitters, number 7 in the American League.
Just so you know, I went ahead and cross-checked you today to make sure that that's exactly where you were at, because I was thinking about it last night. We had Jay in the booth last night, and I know that Jay, in fact, was here when the Mariners were going through that tough stretch in the 8-game losing streak, and we didn't see Dan at any point. All of a sudden, Dan shows up, and they're 13-6, playing good baseball. Everything is good, and here you go for your first outing of the year.
Well, there's a lot of pressure.
I'm glad that you were actually doing what you said you were doing, Dan. Thought maybe you were just ignoring us up here.
No way. I would never ignore you guys. No chance.
Have you been able to watch much?
Yeah, we get a chance to watch a lot. A lot of the affiliates will have the games on, during the day in the clubhouse, so we get a chance to keep up.
Line drive down into the corner off the bat of Will Myers. He's into second base with his 9th double. Comes with 1 out here in the 2nd.
How good was Iwakuma last night?
Unbelievable. I think for him coming out and having that, really no spring training, but an abbreviated session of getting himself back into shape, a couple of starts maybe in the minor leagues, to see what he's done in his first 3 starts, and then last night really just a culmination of a lot of work to get back. But he looks like he's in midseason form already, and the movement, you can see his line right there. 8 innings, 4 hits. The thing for me last night, it really is tough to barrel him up and get him good solid contact, and that's because his ball's just moving all over the place, and I thought he mixed his pitches up very well last night as well.
His ball hammered foul.
Jay and I were talking about it, and I was laughing because I told Jay, I said he's one of those guys that he's a comfortable 0 for 4. Not overpowering, but he just keeps getting you out, and it's frustrating as a hitter.
Yeah, it is. You're right. A comfortable 0 for 4. Sometimes those are the worst guys to face, because before you know it, you're 0 for 4. You've maybe hit it on the barrel a couple times, but just not able to really square it up and hit it where you want it. And the good movement down in the zone, you're going to beat a lot of balls into the ground. He's just been real tough.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed working with all the catchers, seeing the kids and
helping them
out?
Yeah, it's been good. To see their guys, their progress has been fun. We all played this game, and to be able to share it a little bit is nice, and let them take the information and do with it what they want. And it's been fun.
They ask you a lot of questions. What kind of stuff do they want to know?
Yeah, they do. A lot of it's more geared around the mental side of the game, really, and pitch selection, working with pitchers, communicating with pitchers. That's where we spend a lot of the time, because I think this position really demands that, and that's what managers are looking for. They want a guy that can run the game, that can run a pitching staff, and so we've spent a lot of time talking about that and talking about pitch selection.
What's the best part of your message in that realm when you talk to these kids?
I think at the minor league level really is not taking what we call is not taking a pitch off. This position demands so much. You've got to be in every pitch. You've got to have a reason to call every pitch, and you just can't afford to take a pitch off.
Here's Romero making a catch on Desmond Jennings. 2 outs.
Quickly with Mauer, I was talking to you, Dan. I was letting you know because you didn't see it, but in his last outing, took some off of his fastball, trying to get more sink. 1, how difficult do you think that is for a pitcher? And 2, do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I think that sometimes pitchers get into this habit of trying to strike everybody out, and what that does is it brings your pitch count up and takes your defense out of the game. I like being able to go at hitters, pitch to contact a little bit more. Let your defense work behind you. It keeps you more efficient. I mean, you're looking at his line from the last game, 14 singles through 7 innings, but still only had like 97 pitches.
Right.
And you see what that can do for your pitch count and how much more conservative it can be and efficient. So I like pitching to contact a little bit more, and I think it's a good way to go.
Is the thing for him once he gets comfortable doing this, because he seemed, even though things didn't go particularly well for him after the game, he seemed positive about it. Is the difficult part going to be to know when he can reach back and throw that 95 and use it from time to time?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are points in the game, and Mike Zunino, John Buck can help him feel these situations out. But there are points in the game where you need a strikeout and you need to reach back. You need to get that 95 and you need to blow it by somebody. But there are a lot of times too where you get first and second, nobody out, where you really need a ground ball. And you don't need that strikeout necessarily. So let's go after him and get a ground ball and get out of the inning.
1-1 pitch. Easy one hopper to Brad Miller. Throws over to retire Escobar. No runs, a hit. No errors. 1 man left. No score here in Seattle. It as one of the best weather sequences we've had here in the early going in the season, as we've reached the quarter pole. It's time-lapse photography of Monday, then into Tuesday, and then into today's afternoon contest. 5:34 sunrise this morning. There's last night's action. Closed the roof. And that time-lapse photography with the old GoPro. Good stuff. Glad to see the sun is still with us. Corey Hart leads off. He was at the plate when Romero was caught stealing. Swing and a miss. Corey's second on a ball club. 5 home runs. Got 3 leaders atop that list. Seager, Smoke, and Zunino with 6. Wow, those 2 outside the box. 0-2.
40th game of the year for the Mariners, Dan. Quarter pole. What do you think of replay so far? Do you like it or not so much, or where are you at on that?
Good question. I think there probably needs to be some tweaks to it. I mean, I don't think when they set up replay they anticipated the manager walking out slowly to turn to look to the dugout to get the thumbs up or the thumbs down. So I don't know what'll happen with that, if they'll give it a time limit of some kind or what they will do, but seems to me like that's somewhat maybe of a glitch, but I do like that they're trying to get things right.
Lance Barksdale, first base umpire, said that Hart went through with the swing, so he's out. 1 down.
We'll take a look at the swing by Corey. I think, Dan, the one thing that we should realize, once they ended up getting the transfer thing and all that out of the way, but just on the other replays, I think the thing that people should really realize is just how good these guys are and how many times they do get it right.
Yeah. And I think you're right. I mean, it's rare that a call gets overturned, and they do get a lot of them right. And we get the luxury of slowing it way down and being able to see it so clearly, but they see it, live, and they're able to make these calls, and they're tough.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I like about the replay part of it is it seems, at least this is what they're saying, that the umpires like it too, because at the end of the day they want to get it right. They want to be fair and they want to get it right. Nobody wants to blow a call and cost the team a game.
Yeah, and I think that's important because, I think replay could have been a situation where you've creating a lack of confidence in umpires, but for them to be able to react this way and feel more confident with their calls, I think is a good thing.
1-1 pitch. Longoria shifts over to the right side. Swing and a miss by Smoke. Catcher standpoint on shifting, which Mike and I see all of the time. And even, as Mike pointed out, Matt Joyce leading off today. First time we've seen the leadoff guy. Big shift for him.
Yeah, I can understand. I think back, Mike, shifts were very rare. I think you got the occasional guy, a guy like Mo Vaughn, who you just knew was going to pull the ball. I think you shifted, you pitched him in.
We shaded more.
Yeah, I think we shaded more in our positions.
Here, they're not messing around.
No, it's a lot different that way.
Slow roller. Loney will take it himself.
Well, the thing that I would be curious listening to you is they put these shifts on. Now all of a sudden you have to go and you have to pitch to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, that is where the rub lies, I think, with the shift, because, you're going to want to go after a guy a couple of different ways. You're going to want to pitch to him a certain way. And, you may want to throw a couple pitches on the outside corner to set up inside or whatever it is. And if he tries to get you on that pitch away and take it the other way, he hits, through the shift and it doesn't work. So it does limit you a little bit on how you can approach guys, because with everybody lined up on one side, you got to make sure he hits that pitch where you want him to hit it.
Kyle Seager, the batter.
I was asking that question because I was thinking about it, and it's one thing to try to pitch to a certain area on the field because that's where you're swinging your defense, but you still get down, especially when you start to get into relievers, what their strengths are, and then the hitters and the situation in the game. And now you see the shift on Justin. Well, you're trying to pitch to him hitting into that shift, but at the same time, late in the game, do you really want him to pop one and hit it in the seats? It's kind of an interesting thing, I think, to go back and forth with that.
Seager taking all the way 3-0.
And I think I think this, because there's so much shifting now, they'll begin to notice how that works in terms of pitching to the shift and whatnot. I know in games, you go into Fenway Park, you get a right-handed hitter, you certainly want to pitch him away a little bit more. You want him to beat you to the big side of the field with that short porch in left field. So there are different ballparks, there are different parts of the game that will make you, or situations in the game that will make you pitch a certain way, but the shift is another one, and I think we'll begin to see now how teams attack that, and if they change with a shift.
2 out, 1 on for Dustin Ackley, hitting at .265 with 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. That walk to Seager, the second issued by Odorizzi. Strike one.
Tell you, it's got to be tempting not to just lay one down.
I was talking about it last night. I had a conversation with Kyle Seager, and I wanted to go talk to him yesterday because I've seen him try that.
Right.
And he started talking about the situation in the game and where it's at and when he would do it. But he squared around to bunt a couple of times. I think once it was a ball and the other one he fouled off. But he said, hey, it's a free hit. If they're going to give it to me, I'll take it, especially if I'm leading off.
Right.
And the other thing that I thought was interesting is something that we've talked about with these shifts is it's really going to be on the hitter to change that. If you don't want to have a shift put on you, then hit the ball the other way.
Yep.
And I know it's easier said than done, but I was talking to Kyle about it, and Kyle, he thinks, and through his conversations earlier in the year when he was having his struggles, he said, I was out of sync. I'm rolling over on a lot of pitches. Why wouldn't you put a shift on? I'm hitting every ground ball to the right side. He said, but when I'm right, I'm hitting more ground balls and line drives to the left side of the field, and when I hit it in the air, it's to right, which is where he wants to be.
Right.
And he said, once I start doing that, then I won't see it as much. He goes, I have to believe it'll change because they're going off of these trends.
Yeah.
And he said he's comfortable with trying to beat the shift by actually trying to hit the ball the other way.
Yeah. Which, in going back to Fenway Park, we've seen a lot of left-handed hitters that came up with Boston that wall really helped them to be a more complete hitter because they were forced to use left field because it was so short, and they tried to pepper the ball off that wall as much as possible.
Well, Danny, I think you and I playing in the Kingdom was a benefit to us with that short wall and right. You didn't feel like you had to pull the ball. If you could hit a fly ball to right field and possibly get a double out of it, or maybe even go in the first row.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Ackley working against a 1-2 count with Seager at first. Mariners looking for their first hit. Swing and a miss. And Ackley's gone, so the Mariners in the second. Odorizzi and Mauer posting some zeros under the sun here at Safeco. Ball on Root Sports, being brought to you by Ford. We are local. By AM/PM, too much good stuff. By AT&T, mobilizing your world. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting singer-songwriter of the chart-topping hit The Man, Aloe Black, May 23rd. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Good look at Smith Tower downtown. Beautiful day here in Seattle. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, Dan Wilson, our special guest this afternoon with all these youngsters. It was Weather Day. Steve Poole and company. Channel 4. Entertaining and educating youngsters. Aaron Goldsmith jumped in there as well. There's Ryan Hannigan. Boy, he is swinging the bat well. He had a 2-for-4 night on Monday. Bases loaded double in the 7th inning. Like Dan Wilson, a former Cincinnati Red. Was it you and Joe Oliver were there?
Yep, Joe Oliver was there. Jeff Reed was coming. His career was coming to an end.
So you guys were like, what, 2 catchers removed from Mr. Bench? Maybe 3?
Yeah, well, he was a guy. He was my hero growing up. He changed the art of catching for sure.
He did. They changed the art of umpiring. Last week, who was that, Mike, when we were here in the umpire? It was a wild pitch. Bounced up and got the umpire in the back of the hand. I don't know if it broke
his hand. Oh, well, it looked like it broke his hand. Scott Barry.
It was Scott Barry, yeah. Scott Barry. Right field. Here's Romero.
Dan, you watched the game last night?
Yep.
How about David Price? How easy would it be to catch a guy that is around the strike zone like these numbers show?
Look at that. I'll tell you what, for all we talked about with Iwakuma, David Price, you got to give him a lot of credit for sticking around last night and then going out there for that 9th inning. I don't think anybody was going to take him out of the ball game, but he had great stuff. I think one of the things we talked about with this chart, Mike, was getting ahead more in the middle of the strike zone and then expanding the zone as you got ahead, and that's one of the things we talk about a lot with catchers. Be on the plate, be around the plate early in the count, get ahead, and then you can begin to expand the plate. And when you have the stuff that David Price has to expand the plate, you're going to have a lot of success, and that's what we saw last night. That cutter he had was unbelievable, and then couple that with the 95 that he's got. He's a tough at bat.
Well, he is, and I think that when you're able to hit the corners, especially when you're the one in charge because you're ahead of the hitters, you see 12 strikeouts and 8 of them looking last night. It's hard to pull the trigger as a hitter up there.
Yeah.
When you have a guy throwing 95 and ahead of you, you're a little bit on the defensive, and then he's nailing that outside corner, which is what he did consistently. We showed the highlights before the game on the strikeouts, and every one of them was like razor edge.
Yeah.
It's impossible as a hitter.
Matt Joyce, the hitter. 2-2.
I think about a lot of the good games that I caught and just how Gary Cederstrom behind the plate last night got to call a lot of those pitches. But you think that I think back on a lot of the games that I caught, a lot of the successful pitches that I caught, and it was strike one, Mike, and it was the first out of the inning, and you knew when guys got in that role of getting ahead and then getting that first out of the inning, just what a great outing they had.
Yeah, they were both doing Iwakuma and Price last night.
Shattered bat ground out from Matt Joyce. 2 down.
Let me take a look at Price last night, and pitches that were in the strike zone and called strikes. We mentioned Gary Cederstrom. He was perfect in that category. Didn't miss any of them. And then pitches out of the strike zone, and then you see this right here, 2 that were called strikes. Only missed 2, which is right at the major league average. Gary had a really good night behind the plate.
It was a great night. I think one of those called strikes was on Cano on the strikeout there in the 9th inning, just off the plate. But I think that's a telling statistic, Mike, because with David Price being around the strike zone all night long, he is going to get the benefit of the doubt on a pitch like that because he's thrown a lot of strikes, and that's why you tell pitchers throw strikes, because you'll get the benefit of the doubt when it's just off the plate.
Well, and to your point, David being the power pitcher, Iwakuma last night, more finesse, changing speeds and locations. I thought he probably benefited from that category more than David Price did because of his location and his ability to throw everything for strikes. And I think he probably had a few more calls go his way because of that.
Yeah.
Here we go. First big sunball of the day, and Ackley wins. 1, 2, 3 in the third. Mauer, good work, giving up just 1 hit so far. No score here at Safeco Field. Field on this matinee day. It's not too early to start thinking about a group summer outing here at Safeco Field with tickets as low as $8. Fun and affordable way to spend time at the old ballpark with your closest family, friends, co-workers, and more. So book your group event right now. Log on to Mariners.com/group. Both pitchers doing a good job here early on. Offenses still trying to awaken. A double by Will Myers, the only base hit in the ballgame so far. John Buck to lead it off for the Mariners, followed by Brad Miller and James Jones. 8-9-1. Ball one to John. Jake Odorizzi, a 24-year-old, 1-3 with a 5.79 ERA. John Buck in his 9th start of the season.
And one of the things we never saw, Dan, was this right here, a right-handed hitter shift.
No, and they got 3 guys on the left side of the infield right here for John Buck.
I think it's the first time I've seen it with Buck, but we've seen it this year with Corey Hart and with Smoke when he hits right-handed.
Okay. So, I mean, to me, it's got to be a sabermetric thing that there must be statistics that are telling these guys this is a successful way to play defense.
Well, absolutely, and that's why I think again it's going to be on the hitter to change it. If you don't like the fact that they're putting the shift on, then you're going to have to figure out a way to get them away from that if that's what you want. You can see the hits by direction here by Buck. But again, they're going most of the time too that what we see is you look and it's the infield that's shifting and the outfield's pretty much playing straight up.
Away, right.
That piece of the time, New York Times yesterday talked about that very thing about the guys, if they don't hit it on the ground into the shift, usually goes up the middle or go opposite field.
Right. And that's why I thought it was interesting, again, talking to Kyle yesterday and him talking about when he's going well, he's hitting his ground ball and line drives the other way, and he's hitting it in the air on the pull side, which is opposite of what the shift would be doing. But we even saw it in this game that Mariners put the shift on with Joyce in his second at bat with 1 out, and he tried to bunt, fouled it off. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that, too.
3-2 to Buck. Swing him out. 3rd strikeout. For Odorizzi, back-to-back Ks here.
That won't have the same impact on the shift as hitting the ball the other way would, but it might also help to alleviate it a little bit.
Well, especially if you have runners in scoring position and if they still have the guts to put that shift on and open up one side of the field. I think as a hitter, you really have to think about trying to take a shot over there.
Yeah.
Take a shot until you get to 2 strikes.
Yeah. Yep.
With Brad Miller.
Well, and to that point, I asked Kyle that, and I thought that he came up with a really good answer for me. He said, yes, I'm definitely going to try to do that. I'm aware of it. I will try to do it. He said, but when you're talking about it up there in the booth, keep in mind who's on the mound.
Right.
Because if you have some guy that's throwing 97, 98, I'm trying to survive that at bat and get a hit any way I can. Right. And I won't have the control over that AB that maybe I will with some other thing. I thought that was a really good point.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we were talking about before. I mean, he's trying to pitch you a certain way, too, so that you will hit it into the shift. And being able to hit the ball the other way, even though they're pounding you in or doing whatever, that takes some ability as well.
David Price, contract is up at the end of this season with Tampa Bay. And it could create a lot of intrigue across baseball. The hot stove season starts. 2-2 here to Brad Miller. 1 out, nobody on. Brad 0 for his last 10, 1 for his last 21. The work he did with Lloyd McClendon. As you look at James Jones on deck and Howard Johnson yesterday. Lloyd said just trying to stress to him what's a good strike. Better knowledge of the strike zone.
Well, and that's a very good point. It's something that I talked to Brad about, and I asked him about that, and he agreed. He's an aggressive hitter, has been from the time he came up here, and I said, but I think, as Brad, I said, I think pitchers and catchers are making an adjustment, and they're pitching. There's a lot of pitches off the plate now that you're swinging at. Do you need to tighten things up? And he said, absolutely, I do. You know, there's one thing to be aggressive. I need to be more aggressive in the strike zone. So he's aware of it. Now doing it is a different thing. Right. So you can see pitches that, for Brad, again, he's an aggressive hitter in his career, and you can see what he did last year and how those rates have gone up, and then kind of the contact rate going down. So, and then you see the averages. He's much more aggressive than most American leaguers, and so the contact rate is a little bit below for him. So if he could just tighten it up. The one thing I don't like, especially with the young players, is to try to take that aggressiveness away from him. But you have to get a good pitch to hit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, you know, one of the things sometimes hitters struggle with when they go well or go good, is that they feel like they can hit any pitch because they're so confident in the box, and they begin to swing at bad pitches and then start rolling over. And I think sometimes when we feel good at the plate, that's when we have to almost get more selective.
Right. Which is something, you know, for you to talk about, that being a veteran and going through it is another thing. Think about when you're in your first year,
right, how
difficult that was.
3-2 as Brad strikes out. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts here for Jacob Arisi. And for Brad, boy, his strikeout count is mounting 39 on the season. This season, fans 60 and over will enjoy a new expanded senior special offer thanks to Luna Family Hearing. When you show a valid ID, you'll receive 10% off select main, terrace, and view level seats at any Mariners home game. For details, log on to mariners.com/specials. Happy 97th birthday to Stan Beckman, father of Janice, Marlis, and Kathleen, and Diane. Stan's a big Mariner fan. 97 years old. Way to go, Stan. Looking good. Here's James Jones. Walked his first time up. Big rip.
It's been fun to watch Jonesy up here blow. I was down in Tacoma working with the catchers, and it was during the time when he got called up for the second time, and I'll tell you, the enthusiasm and the fun he has playing, it's fun to watch.
It is. Energy.
Yep.
Loney dives to the bag to record the out. Mariners go 1-2-3 in the third. Sure hands of James Loney. Then he realized he had a very speedy runner. I better get there quickly. wrapping up a series. Mariners wrapping up a homestand. They're 3-3 before going to Minnesota and Texas. Join the fun here at Safeco Field when you stop by the Seattle's Children's Playfield. It's located in center field, and your youngsters will enjoy the playground while you watch the plays on the field live from HD TVs. We're going to see you and the entire family here at the ballpark. Great family day here in the sunshine. Get out, check things out. Good crowd here. 13,000 and change, 12 the night before. Be upwards of 20 here today. Brendan Maurer will face David DeJesus, Evan Longoria, and James Loney. 3, 4, and 5 here for Tampa Bay. Rays in last place in the tough American League East, 4.5 off the pace set by Baltimore right now, with Boston and New York a game and a half back, as well as Toronto. And again, the story for Tampa Bay, losing 2 frontline pitchers in their rotation. Actually 3. As DeJesus gets into another one, he's trying to English it fair as he practically went into the Mariner dugout. He had a home run last night. Tied a ball game up leading off the top of the 9th. Boy, he out Carlton Fisk on that one.
You got him.
Trying to keep it fair. Look at a pretty good fastball on the inside corner. Didn't quite get to the warning track in front of the dugout. It's close though.
0-2. Jesus walked his first time.
One of the ones that used to crack me up with the big wide turn going to first on a home run, Danny, and I thought it was one of the best. You know, old school, you don't show people up, but for some reason it would make me laugh all the time. Ricky Henderson. He started picking the jersey and backing up. It was great.
Strike 3 call for Maurer, his 3rd strikeout, second looking this afternoon.
I thought his was outstanding. We saw him in Oakland, by the way. He had the uni on. He was down working with the kids.
Just 3 pounds over his playing weight.
Wow, he looks great.
Yeah, he would, when he knew he got it, he'd give it a little stutter, a little pick, and then he was out by the dugout somewhere, and fun to watch.
Index fingers out.
Give you a little third person. Ricky hit that good.
Oh, yeah.
Who was it? Was it Jeffrey Leonard that had the one flap down?
Yes.
Did he start that?
Yes.
I liked all that with Ricky. What an honor it was to get a chance to play a season with him in Oakland. It was great.
1-1 to Evan Longoria. Took a called 3rd strike to end the 1st inning.
Dave and I looked it up. Dave, I can't remember what the number was, but when I played with him in Oakland, he was 37 years old. I believe he had 60-some bags that year.
Joke.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It was
At 37.
Yeah.
I'll look it up again, but we sat here going, really? I'm looking at the numbers right there. I said, no way.
I told him because we were talking about it because we saw Ricky at the ballpark that day, and I said when I played with him in Oakland, he was, I believe, 36 or 37, and he was 37. Here's a solid line drive in the left. And I said I can't remember, but he made the comment I could still steal 100 if I wanted to, but now I just steal it when I need to. And he still ended up stealing 60-some bases that year.
Wow. Yeah, just crazy. We had Ricky. Jen Mueller had a chance to talk to him and got some comments about Lou Piniella, who's going to be going into the Mariners Hall of Fame later on this summer.
Yeah, Ricky played for Lou in New York and here in Seattle.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was Ricky who scored on Jose Guillen's bunt down the first Carlos Guillen's bunt down the first baseline, right?
Age 39, 66 stolen bases. Caught only 13 times.
Wow. 39 years old.
Is that nuts? 39. I think as the years move forward, I think we're all going to have that reaction to him.
Yeah.
The more you look at his number, because the game's so much different now.
Yeah.
I mean, the impact that guy had. Jeez. And walked 118 times to lead the league.
I think that when you see averages going down the way that they have in this game and how dominant the pitchers are, I think that's going to be an element of the game that is going to come back. I don't know if we'll see anybody like him. He's the greatest that's ever done it, but I think you're going to see more and more teams have guys that can steal some bases.
I would agree with that, although I do think the pitchers as a whole today, as Longoria takes off, I think the pitchers do a pretty good job or have a lot of weapons that they can use to hold runners close, including the slide step, and give their catchers a chance to throw guys out, when I think they're a lot better at that today than they used to be.
I would agree.
One and two to James Loney. Strikeout victim, leading off the second. It's this to Cano. There's one. And nice job by Longoria to break up two. Loney's safe on the fielder's choice.
I think, though, that organizations, Dan, along those lines are going to look more and more for the Billy Hamiltons, the guys that are just so fast that you can speed things up all you want. If they get a decent jump, they're going to beat you.
Right. I had a subset to that, though. It'd be nice to have more Billy Hamiltons, but with the unbelievable decline of African-American guys playing in the game, you're going to have to find somebody from Latin America to do that, because all the great African-American players are playing basketball and football. And we're not getting nearly enough that we used to get here in baseball.
Well, even talking about the Latin Americans, the one that comes to mind is Jose Reyes. But he's been injured lately, but he was that kind of player with the Blue Jays now.
The triple last night, led the league in triples a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I think about a guy like Mike Trout, though, who's usually hitting leadoff for the Angels, and a guy or at the top part of the lineup where he could steal bags. He's maybe not a guy you want running all that much to add the wear and tear to his body, and that takes a lot out of you as a player. And do you want Mike Trout doing that over the course of the whole season?
Well, one of the things, no, I agree. I don't. No, yeah. I don't.
He's too valuable.
He's too valuable. But I think the other thing, too, is how, and you've just gone through, the organization working with the catchers, and you go through it and you do that. But I can remember when I first signed with the Expos, one of the big things that they would do, Dan, is in the later rounds, or even just getting guys that played football and giving them an opportunity and trying to make a baseball player out, because they're good athletes, they're fast guys. Maybe we can teach them something. In fact, Kansas City had the academy for a long time that Willie Wilson and Frank White came out of, and maybe they start to go more towards that. Just get some athletes in the organization and try to teach them the game.
Well, a lot of organizations, as you know, including this one, have academies in the Dominican Republic and other places.
Well, Mariners is a beautiful academy that they have.
So my point is, how about throwing some in some inner cities? This is not hardly this organization. I'm talking about all of Major League Baseball. I know they have a couple of programs, but they need to turn that flame up to reinvigorate the spirit of baseball in the African American community, because it is down, and pretty much that pilot light's almost out.
And I know that's going to be an emphasis for Major League Baseball coming up here, Dave, because I know they are looking at that and trying to look at different ways to make that grow.
You're talking about 500. What do we have? There's a 2-1 pitch. How many guys we have in the major leagues? What is it? 600 guys. Got like 40 African American guys. I mean, give me a break.
Thinking about that, it'd be an interesting conversation to have with Torrey Hunter when we see him, because Torrey is really involved in it.
So 750 players active. So we're talking about 40, maybe 50. I think I know everybody too. It's pretty sad. Hey, what's up? Good to see you again. 3-1. Walked in. Second walk issued by Maurer. He struck out 3. 2 on here. 2 outs, 2 on for Desmond Jennings, who flied out to right. Two hits on the afternoon given up by Mauer. 1 out double into second to Myers, and here a 1 out single to Longoria. Mariners still looking for their first hit. That got Kerwin Danley. John Buck knew it immediately. Kerwin, San Diego State teammate of Tony Gwynn.
John will walk out to the mound here, give KD a little time to get himself back.
Joe Madden. Oh, talking to. That's...
Got John's mask first, and then they got the side. Looked like of KD. Maybe caught the chest protector.
You can laugh it off. Is it? Joe Madden and company.
That's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Probably telling John you can't hurt this six-pack, don't you think, Mike? Huh?
They need to mic you guys. Catching the umpire. I mean, you're going to have to edit down a lot. No, it would have to be edited down significantly. Strike 2. That is a very good curveball. But you guys, I mean, you were here. We talked about this over the years. You establish a relationship with these guys.
Absolutely. That's part of the game. It's part of your job back there. We talked about getting strikes from umpires a little bit earlier with David Price, but that's your job as a catcher. Work the umpires a little bit.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps, Dave.
That's it. More. Got to get a lot more with honey than vinegar, pal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you had many days looking out to the pitcher and just wearing an umpire out?
Oh yeah, I mean, again, there's definitely rules behind how you can talk to an umpire, and you never turn around, you never show them up in any way. But for the most part, they'll listen to you if you're respectful about it.
You get some guys that Zanino was saying the other day, a young umpire. He said, "You sure that was a strike?" He says, "I don't know." I mean, they wound up having a dialogue. Yeah. Mike was hilarious telling the story about how there was a younger umpire early in the week, and he says, "Come on, dude.
Yeah.
You called that a strike 15 minutes ago. Come on." Well, I don't know. And the guy was really questioning himself. He was having a bad day like you would have a bad day as a hitter.
Yeah. Well, some guys will ask, where did you have that pitch last inning? Did you have that on the plate?
Favorite conversationalist was?
The guy I liked to talk to the most was Jim Joyce back there. He was always a pleasure to have behind.
I believe that, yeah.
He was great.
2-2. And you can hear Jim from 2 ballparks over.
Yes, you can. There's never a doubt with this ball.
Nice man. I haven't met 3-2 here. Fans would love a strikeout. 2 outs, 2 on. 3-2. Runners go. Out back. You don't have to name names, but I'm sure you had some very unfavorites too.
Yeah, of course there were. But just like anything else, you got to learn to deal with them.
Curtis just hit a great point. He says, "Name them. You're not playing anymore." Good call, Curtis. Three and 2. Runners go. Lost it. Bases are loaded.
Well, now for Mauer, Danny, we were talking about with his pitch count, 97 pitches and 7 1/3. Even with all the hits he gave up, his pitch count climbing in this one. 75 pitches he's thrown working here in the 4th.
Yeah, Mike, and I think as I look at the 3 walks he's given up, all 3 of them have come with 2 outs. And again, just how much that costs you pitches later, in the game. Your pitch count goes up real fast when you get the 2 out mark, and then you start walking a couple guys. that's when you have the long innings.
Well, it's a great point, because the one thing that we talk about all the time is, how many pitches did that error cost the pitcher?
Right.
They can cost themselves too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the first inning there was a 2-out walk that cost him about 10 pitches. And again, walks are going to happen. They're part of the game, but you hate to see that 2-out walk.
Yeah, 26 pitches here in this inning. Quick visit from Rick Waits, the pitching coach.
Base is loaded, 2 outs. Yunel Escobar. Loney, Myers, and Jennings, the runners. Escobar 1 for 3 yesterday.
Yeah.
Should strike one, grounded out to short to end the second inning. He went 1 for 3 in game 1 of the series. Bauer ahead on 2.
Well, you gotta love to see this. Get the bases loaded, 2 outs, and going 0-2 right away, Mike.
Now, most of the time you'd like to see him throw a pitch or 2 off the plate, but after walking a couple of batters, will you still do it?
Probably still want to set up how you're going to get him out.
Bucksy wants it up. Go through it again.
Gonna go talk about it. Make sure they're on the same page. John's going to do a little sales job and
well put.
Tell him he should go with the way he's thinking.
One of the greatest we had was on the road trip in Houston. Danny Farquhar was on the mound. Close game. I think it was a 1-run game, and Danny was in late. And he keeps shaking off John, and John takes a trip out to the mound, and then eventually I think it was Rick Wade or maybe even Lloyd went out there. I think it was Lloyd that went out there. And Danny, because he loves his cutter, he goes, I want to throw this cutter in right here. And John said, okay, the one thing we're not going to do is throw that cutter inside. Let me explain the situation to you. He went through it, and he ended up getting a strikeout away from him. He said late in the game, but we're not taking a chance in there.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But I thought it was great that the veteran catcher said, yeah, we're not going to do that.
1-2. Off the plate, 2-2.
Well, to your point, Mike, earlier, fastball up in the zone there to try to set up that curveball, and that one just missed off the plate away. But 0-2, they trying to set up that curveball.
Bases loaded, 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. A lot of pitches, boys, here for 4 innings. Two and 2, 2 outs, bases loaded, nothing game. Pitch fouled back again. Dominic Leone warming up in the bullpen for the Mariners. Bauer's got Escobar 2-2. Something's got to give here now. Full count, bases loaded, 2 outs.
I'll give the Rays a lot of credit too. They've had some long at bats, fouling off a lot of good pitches. The pitch before that last one was a good fastball right top of the strike zone, in on his hands, and he's still able to fight it off. And we've seen that throughout the game. These guys are working their second way through the lineup, but they've made him work by fouling a lot of pitches off.
Here we go. Runners on the move. 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Smoked them to take a look. Rose back. Loney at third. Myers at second. Jennings at first. Inning started well enough. Striking out to Jesus looking. Longoria reached on a base hit, erased on a fielder's choice. And walks to Myers, and Jennings have loaded him up. Here we go again. 3-2 to Escobar. Runners move. Ball 4. 1-0 Tampa Bay. RBI for Escobar on the bases loaded walk, his 8th. That's 3 consecutive walks.
And that's going to be it for Mauer. Lloyd McClendon making a trip out. Rick Waits has already been out to the mound.
So that'll do it. They're still loaded. 2 outs, a run in. Take a timeout. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Baseball and Root Sports being brought to you by CenturyLink. Your link to what's next by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. Well, hot time right now for the Mariner pitching. Trying to get out of this inning. It's giving up just 1 run. Bases are loaded here for Tampa Bay. Brandon Mauer's taking his leave after walking Escobar with the bases loaded.
And the numbers for Mauer struggled today. 3.2 innings, 3 2/3. Just a couple of hits, 1 run. It was earned. He's responsible for all the base runners that are out there now. Bases loaded. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 84 pitches, 46 of them for strikes for Mauer.
Looking down the road, both Paxton and Walker will be making the trip with the ball club to Minnesota and Texas, as will Logan Morrison.
14th appearance of the year for Leon. A 1.8 ERA. 15 innings, 16 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .218 off of him. Good fastball. He'll be mid-90s.
Will Myers is down at third now. Desmond Jennings at second. Yunel Escobar with the RBI and the bases loaded. Walkies at first. And now you bring up Ryan Hannigan, who did damage in Game 1 on Monday. That was against Felix Hernandez. Felix gave up 3 successive hits, then got 2 strikeouts and appeared to have Hannigan struck out, didn't get a call. And then Hannigan delivered a double. Scored 3 runs. Mariners went on to win that game, though, 12-5. Here's Hannigan again with the bases loaded. Strike 1. Hannigan starting today at .261 hitter with 3 homers and 22 runs batted in. Wide out to center, his first at bat. Gets through back. Run's going to score. 2-0 Tampa Bay. A wild pitch. Scoring on a play, Will Myers.
Took a pitch that he spikes, a little slider. John trying to get over in front of it. See it kick off his glove and go between the legs. Tough play for John. That ball well into the left-hander's batter's box. It's a long way to go for a catcher. Doing what he can to keep it in front of him, but just leak through.
So 2-0. Runners at second and third, and a 1-1 pitch coming to Ryan Hannigan, the former Cincy Red. 1-1. 1-2. Look by Leon, and now he's ready. 1-2 to Hannigan. Struck him out. That'll do it. Couple runs on one hit. No errors, 2 left. 2-0 Rays lead.
In the top of the fourth, Mariners coming to bat in the bottom of the frame. Hi everyone, Angie Benting here at the Ford Sports Desk. It's a beautiful day here in Seattle for baseball. We're wondering where you're watching the game. We have a couple of our AT&T fan photos of the game. We want to make sure you tweet your photos to hashtag Mariners Fan Photo for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. First we have Santa M Fan. He's a staple out in right field. You're going to be fighting him for balls during batting practice. And the next photo is from Kay and her friends enjoying a game out in the sunshine. Let's get you back upstairs, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you. Look at this crowd enjoying a beautiful day here at the ballpark. Dave Sims with Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Dan Wilson, our special guest right now. Mariners down 2-0. Bases loaded walk and a wild pitch, producing 2 runs for Tampa Bay. Here in the home fourth, Stephen Romero, Robinson Cano, and Corey Hart, 2-3-4. Against 24-year-old right-hander Jake Odorizzi.
I have some good news for you, Danny.
What we got?
Odorizzi has given up 21 runs. He's given up 19 of them in the 4th and 5th inning. Second time through the lineup, and that's where the Mariners are at right now.
Well, let me pile on to that good news. That was a long time to sit in that dugout during that inning. So
that was.
Let's hope he's out of his groove.
All right, great.
Off by Romero, reached on a fielder's choice and was caught stealing for out number 3 in the first inning. Mariners 3-3 in this homestand. They won 13 of their last 19. Robinson Cano has really been shining, swinging the bat. Able to check his swing. 2-2. upstairs. Full count. Odorizzi has got 4 strikeouts. At one point, struck out 4 of 6 men that he faced. Second and third innings. Walk 2. Still looking for that first Mariner base hit. Strike him out. That's strikeout number 5. 1 out here in the 4th inning. We'd like to welcome Hood Canal Communications subscribers from Union, Washington. Thank you for rooting on the Seattle Mariners. All of us here at Root Sports and the Mariners appreciate your support. Hope things are going well in your neck of the woods. Here's Cano, flied out to center field.
Hitters in this one. Robinson Cano's probably had the best pass. Mariners still don't have a hit, but he had a fastball out to center field and just missed it. The rest of it has been fairly easy for Odorizzi.
On the strike. Best weather the Mariners have had on a homestand to this point. Long run for the left fielder, Matt Joyce, fighting the sun. And wins that battle. 2 outs. Next stop for the Mariners as we check our CenturyLink link to what's next. Minnesota face the Twins. Sonny Kushang against Kyle Gibson. Rolandis Elias against Samuel Deduno. And Felix will go against Ricky Nolasco. Minnesota Twins, 3rd place in the Central Division of the American League, starting today with an 18-19 record, 6 games behind first place Detroit. 2 outs, Corey Hart. Two and 0 to Corey. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. Two balls, 1 strike. Mariners will play the 3 games in Minnesota. Have Monday off and then play night game next Tuesday at Texas and a day game next Wednesday, and then come home for a first really big homestand. Houston, the Angels, and Detroit come to town. Corey Hart thrown out by Escobar. 1-2-3 4th. 2-0 Tampa Bay. always want to avoid the pitcher who's just been taken out after a subpar performance. It's a beautiful day here at Safeco Field. Yes, it is. But Dan, you've been there. You've seen some guys not perform up to their standards, or the team's standards. They're rightfully disappointed and angry with themselves, and that kind of thing happens.
Yeah, you just hope they don't hurt themselves in the process, correct?
No Kevin Brown punching a wall.
Exactly.
Tampa Bay sent 9 and make that 7 men to the plate in the 4th inning. Scored twice on 1 hit, left 2. Bases loaded walk and a wild pitch brought in their runs. Top of the order, here's Matt Joyce, 0 for 2 today for ground outs. Dominic Leone on in relief. Brandon Maurer. Joyce, Zobrist, and DeJesus top of the order, 1, 2, and 3. 20,951 on hand here. Beautiful day for a ball game today, the song says.
Nice pitch now, Dominic. Here we go.
2 and 1.
There's that shift again, Dave. Brad Miller, the lone fielder on the left side. Joyce showing bunt there a couple pitches ago. I don't know if he was serious or if he was just trying to give him something else to think about. Here he is again.
Didn't get out there far enough. Buck throws him out. 1 out here in the 5th. Join Mariners greats Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez, and Dan Wilson for the 2nd annual All-Star Softball Classic for homeless youth. Bring your family and friends to Safeco Field Saturday, June 21st, 3 p.m. start time, and show some love for our community's young people. For ticket information, visit www.uwkc.org. Great work there, you and the fellas.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun again, Dave. Shame you guys are out of town, but
would love to be there.
We're going to have Mr. Mariner, Alvin Davis, is going to join us this year.
Good turnout last year?
We did. We had about 7,000 folks here at Safeco Field. It was a beautiful day like today, and a lot of money was raised and a lot of awareness, more importantly, was raised around youth homelessness. And I'm going to do it again this year. Mariners have been very, very supportive, as have many great organizations in the Seattle area. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Gary Payton's coming, Sean Kemp, a couple of Seahawks, great. Cliff Averill, Jermaine Kearse, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good crew. 0-2 here to Ben Zobrist, popped a short fly to left. Great balance. My goodness, look at that. Outside from Leon. Two runs on 2 hits. Tampa Bay. No runs, no hits for the Mariners. Jake Odorizzi on the mound for Tampa Bay. 1-2.
Oh, yeah.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Ben Zobrist. Switch hitting second baseman. Very versatile player. Play infield, play outfield. Whoops, 1 foul. Luckily nobody got hurt. Two pitch laced into center field. Third hit for Tampa Bay. Mariners are calling all youngsters to join the club. The U.S. Bank Mariners Kids Club. Sign up and you're going to receive 2 dozen $1 tickets, an official drawstring backpack and cap, and much more for only $15. Sign up right now at mariners.com/kidsclub. Look at this fabulous day. Those of you watching around the nation, MLB at bat. See what a beautiful weather we have here in Seattle right now, middle of May. David DeJesus walking, a strikeout looking today.
Double play.
There's strike 1.
Well, the good news for the Mariners is this is going to be bullpen by committee the rest of the way out. But fortunately, they're in good shape. Eddie Iwakuma go 8 innings last night. These guys also are going to have a day off tomorrow, and then they also have a day off on Monday. So Lloyd, he can use all of his guys if he wants to, and they should be in good shape. And you also have Felix going on Sunday. You have to feel good about that.
1-1 pitch upstairs, 2-1.
Which is actually a nice luxury for Lloyd to have, because that hasn't been the case. It's been difficult with the bullpen. I'm sure there are situations that have come up, Dan, where you want to use certain guys, but they're just down for the day because they've had to pitch so much.
You know, and sometimes, Mike, as we talked about before the game, sometimes it's not whether or not they got into the game, it's just the fact that they were up, they were hot, they were ready to go in the game. Maybe they didn't get a chance to pitch, but that still counts as getting up and getting ready.
And you still have to crank it up.
Yeah, it can take its toll over the course of time too. So
good news, they're in good shape now, though.
Yeah,
they're finally past that.
Good day for some ice cream.
Is there a bad day for it?
Not necessarily, but
not in this booth, there isn't.
Just putting you got that right. Amen. Just putting a caption on it, but you're right, you are. Runner goes. Yeah! Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Got him. Ben Zobrist thrown out, stealing for just the second time this season. A strike him out, throw him out, double play. Coming up for the Mariners, Justin Smoke, Kyle Seager, and Dustin Ackley. 2-0 Tampa Bay. look at our Columbia Bank difference of the ball game. Jake Odorizzi, boys, has been really good.
Well, he has been good. Mixing it up. You see him working on the outside part of the plate with a little cut fastball. He's topped out at 92 miles an hour. There's a two-seamer. Good riding fastball again. Little split changeup from time to time, Dan, and a slow curveball. He's really kept the guys off balance.
Yeah, he has. He's moved the fastball around. You can see him there in those strikeouts, going up the ladder on some, hitting the corners with others. But really, his fastball has been a pretty dominant pitch for him, but been able to mix in some other stuff as well to make that fastball even stronger.
Sean Rodriguez takes over at second base. Ben Zobrist thrown out of the back end of a strike him out, throw him out double play. And he injures, appears to be his left thumb. Ooh, yeah. And look at that reaction. Yikes. You can see the thumb right there. Tough break for a fine player. It's tough. Sean Rodriguez takes over. Now the Mariners, bottom of the fifth. They've been no hit to this point. Justin Smoke to lead it off. 5 strikeouts and 2 walks for Odorizzi to this point.
Smoke show, baby.
Smoke his first time up, grounded out the Loney at first. Big shift on Longoria after the first pitch goes over on the right side. Third baseman.
It's funny you see that movement like that, David. Almost resembles a line of scrimmage in a football game where guys running around and getting set.
Two 2-0 to Smoke. They get 3-0. Kyle Seager awaits. Seager, Smoke, and Zunino, team leaders in home runs with 6. Takes on a strike. And strike 2. Spanning the second and third innings. Odorizzi had a run where he struck out 4 of 6 men that he faced. 3-2. Knocked it up. Rodriguez, second baseman in short right field, makes the play.
You know, you look at Odorizzi today, Mike. It's almost give him the moniker of effectively wild. He's got 71 pitches, almost a 50-50 split on strikes and balls. And sometimes you get those guys, especially with a decent fastball, that you know you're not sure if it's in the strike zone or not. You end up getting yourself out. We saw it pop up there, but kind of been a guy that he's just been a tough guy to barrel up today.
Well, and those guys are tough because typically when they're missing off the plate somewhere, and when they finally throw a strike, it's usually on a corner, which is what we're seeing from him. And he's, quite frankly, he's elevated a few fastballs too at the top of the zone that the guys haven't been able to get on top of. But I also think that it's mixing his pitches up too. It just keeps you off balance. We've seen a 65-mile-an-hour curve from him, a split change at 85. His fastball's topped out at 92, and he's mixing a few cutters with it.
Matt Joyce with the sunglasses on makes the play. 2 outs. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Minnesota's the next stop for 3 games. Our only visit there. Our second trip to Texas coming up in the nice long homestand that will take the Mariners all the way to June 1. And in that first week of June, the Mariners will see Tampa Bay. 4-game series. It's a weekend wraparound of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Right after a visit to New York and Atlanta. Strike one to Ackley, who struck out his first at bat. That was in the second inning. Joyce moves over. And Jake Odorizzi's no hit the Mariners through 5. He's got a 2-0 lead. The Bay scored its 2 runs. Mariners still looking for their first hit. Ride with all your fans on Sound Transit and enjoy freedom from traffic and parking. To plan your next trip, visit soundtransit.org. Mariners Hall of Famer Dan Wilson in the booth with us. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Jake Odorizzi, what a ball game he's thrown. And a good crowd of 20,000, 951. A lot of kids, a lot of parents with their kids. These are teenagers. A lot of them were here for the weather day. Como TV, Steve Poole, another great show by him. And I always like it to see the kids come to the ballpark and they get a chance to see themselves on Mariner Vision.
Can't really have a better day for weather day than today, can you?
Boy. Huh? Steve saw this one coming a while ago. He was thumbs up all week. Evan Longoria will lead it off against Dominic Leone. Came on to replace Brandon Maurer, who went 3 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Longoria way late on that one. He has 1 of the 3 hits from Tampa Bay. Wave again. Longoria struck out looking to end the first inning. Oh, 2 strikes. Longoria, Loney, and Myers. 4, 5, and 6 here for Tampa Bay. Strike 3 called. Dominic Leone with his 3rd strikeout. 1 out here in the 6th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. 1 out here in the 6th. Bring up James Loney. 0 for 2 with a run scored. Rays will leave here. Next stop for them will be Anaheim for 4 games beginning tomorrow. Then they'll go home for 3 with Oakland and 3 with Boston. Nice sun protection there. Probably our favorite tunes. And potato chips. Check, check, and check. Only 6th, make that tie. Yeah, 6th in the American League in hitting entering today. Nice catch. Barehanded front row. Right above the Mariners Facebook sign, third base side. There you go. Guy on the left. Stood up. Caught it nice and easy. Balls, 2 strikes. Oakland, hottest team in baseball, 6 consecutive wins, 2-1 lead at home against the White Sox, top of the 7th. In that game, both leadoff hitters hit home runs. Last time that happened, it was Miller and Zobrist in a Mariner Rays game last August in Tampa. Tom Wilhelmsen warming up. Other afternoon action, Washington and Arizona 1-1 bottom of the 8th in Phoenix. Giants lead at home against Atlanta 5-4 top of the 5th. Detroit won at Baltimore 7-5. Angels won at Philly 3-0. Kansas City at home held off Colorado 3-2. A lot of day baseball, getaway day baseball today. Let's get the ice cream. Lloyd's favorite saying. When you get ice cream is Loney spins on that back foot. He's out. That's 4 strikeouts, 3 in a row for Dominic Leone.
Nothing fancy. Good fastball, 95 miles an hour, just off the inside corner. Loney chases it. As Dave mentioned, 3 strikeouts in a row. He's throwing the ball well today. He's at 30 pitches now. That's the reason why Tom was up in the pen.
2 outs, nobody on for Will Myers. A double in the 2nd. Walk and a run scored in the 4th. Scored on the wild pitch. He was the 2nd run to score. First run, bases loaded, 2 out walk to Yunel Escobar in the 4th inning. Did not go, said Lance Barksdale as they appeal down the first. 1-1. This will be something good to look at. He's the 3rd member of that crew to take a look through the binoculars. All 2 strikes. Looking long wear, short way in those glasses. 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate. And Jones and Miller and Seager all heading towards the dugout on that pitch. 2-2. 2-out, 2-2 pitch here from Leone. Strike 3 called. Good inning. Dominic Leone strikes out this side. 5 for the ball game, 4 in a row. 2-0 Rays as these kids from Concrete Elementary School having a good old time at the ballpark. Game changer. T-Mobile unleash from the rules of wireless restrictions. Take you back to the 4th inning. Bases loaded. Yunel Escobar 3-2 pitch. Walk him. 1-0 Tampa Bay. And then a little bit later when Leone just coming on throws a wild pitch. Then that allows Will Myers to score 2-0 Tampa Bay. That's where we are right now. The Mariners through 5 have been no hit by Jake Odorizzi. Coming up here in the 6th, it'll be Buck Miller and Jones, 8, 9, and 1.
The Rays this afternoon 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. I just showed you how they scored their 2 runs. And of course the Mariners being no hit so far, so they haven't had anybody there.
John Buck struck out on a 3-2 pitch leading off the 3rd. 1-2. Odorizzi 5 strikeouts. He's walked 2. Walked James Jones to start Mariners first, and then a 2-out walk to Seager in the 2nd inning. He's thrown a bunch of pitches like that today. 2-2.
And Dan, to what you were talking about earlier, not much of a separation between the strikes and balls, which at times can be a little bit more difficult for hitters. And I think he's just making really good pitches, or he's missing well off the plate. It's tough.
2-2 to John Buck. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6. 1 out here in the 6th inning. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD. More than 400 devices. Visit Mariners.com for details.
I thought that last pitch to John Buck was a good example of what Odorizzi's been doing too. He's consistently up in the zone with his fastball, and they're just having a really tough time getting to it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's part of the plan today for Odorizzi or not, but he is kind of living at the top of the strike zone. And I think when you're not throwing consistent strikes, and as a hitter you see something up at the strike zone, you see it well, you're going to go after it. And he's gotten a lot of fly balls and strikeouts at the top of the zone with that fastball.
Did not go, says Gary Cedarstrom. 2-0 to Brad Miller. Struck out his first time.
There you go, the fly ball outs that Dan you were talking about. And of course, 6 strikeouts in this one.
Good cut.
2-1.
That's a good cut, Brad.
And I wonder if he hides the ball a little bit, because he's throwing 92, but it looks like he's throwing harder than that. A lot of late swings.
Odorizzi in 7 games with Tampa last year, 0-1 with a 3.94 ERA. With Kansas City in 2012, 0-1 with a 4.91. Brad Miller, a little late, 2-2.
A couple of strikes there, top of the strike zone. Maybe tries to climb the ladder even a little higher here on Miller.
And he did. Right, able to get a piece of it.
Odorizzi originally selected by the Brewers, first round, 32nd pick overall in 08.
What do you think, Dan? Go up another rung on that ladder?
I think he's going to go back to the little split change here, maybe down low, something off speed. He's really raised his eye level at this point. Now he can punch him out low. Nope.
Good eye.
Staying at the top. Sometimes if it ain't broke, Mike, don't fix it. Stay up there till they make an adjustment.
Left field towards the line, drifting and making the catch is Matt Joyce. 2 down. Jake Odorizzi, no hit ball for 6 5 2/3 here.
And another fly out to left.
Odorizzi originally drafted by the Brewers, and then the Brewers traded him to Kansas City along with Lorenzo Cain, Alcides Escobar, in exchange for Yuniesky Betancourt and Zach Greinke. December of 2010. Top of the order, here's James Jones. Jones a walk and a ground out the first. Odorizzi in his 14th big league start. His first appearance against the Mariners. Overall, his 17th big league game. That'll be your first base hit in the ball game. Coming out with 2 outs in the 6th inning. First Mariner hit, 3rd Mariner base runner.
James Jones finally gets a fastball that's right in the middle of the plate. Soft line drive into left field to get the first hit for the Mariners. The guys take a deep breath and go to work.
Comes Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for Tampa Bay. Stephan Romero will be the hitter. And we got some action out in the bullpen for the Rays. Jake McGee.
I would assume, Mike, this is more about giving the bullpen a little time to get cranked up than it is about talking with Odorizzi. Although probably his first no-hitter this deep into a game that he's given up, sometimes that's a mental letdown, and you don't want to see that. He's still got a good outing going.
So the pitching coach goes back out there, snap him back out of it, give him a chance to take a deep breath.
Absolutely.
Regroup and get after it. 90 pitches for him.
Stephan Romero 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice, was caught stealing in the first, struck out in the 4th. to Romero. Closer, Jones back safely. Tampa Bay Rays have won just 2 of their last 8 ball games. 1-0. High for 2-0.
Jake McGee, hard-throwing left-hander, out in the pen for the Rays. Robinson Cano waiting on deck.
2 outs and a 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed.
Again, top of the strike zone. Mike has thrown 3 pitches to Romero. All 3 have been at the top or above the strike zone.
Well, the thing about it is, for the hitters, it's so difficult to try to get to that pitch, and as you mentioned, it looks good, and that's 93 probably looks more like 96 when you're hitting. Another fastball inside on the inside corner at 93.
Count evens at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jones at first, back safely. Struck him out. 2-0, comes back to strike out Romero, his 7th K of the day. He's given up 1 hit. Odorizzi and the Rays lead it 2-0.
Lead it 2-0. Angie Mentink here with you at the Ford Sports Desk. You know, the selfie. You think about this phone and of the game, and you'll see what I mean. Carly, she's not just trying to take a picture of herself, but she's got several friends with her as well. So we got half of her beautiful smile. And then there's Isabel. And Isabel sort of running into the same sort of problems. Your arm is only so long, but she's got a very nice photo of her friend. All right, keep those fan photos coming, and we will show them in an upcoming broadcast. Guys, looks like we have a new pitcher.
Yes, indeed. Tom Wilhelmsen takes over here in the top of the 7th to face the bottom third of the order for Tampa Bay. Desmond Jennings, Yunel Escobar, and Ryan Hannigan. Dominic Leone just went 2 1/3. There's the ledger for Mr. Wilhelmsen. He's on a nice roll here lately. A lot of kids in the crowd here today for 20,951. There's Jennings to lead it off. Broken back ground ball. Miller throws him out. One pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Yunel Escobar. Picked up an RBI with a bases loaded walk. 4th inning. That was the first run scored by Tampa Bay. Same inning they scored on a wild pitch.
Dan, have you had a chance to see Tom pitch lately?
Yeah, I saw him earlier in the year. Looked like the release point was a bit of an issue, but it seems like lately he's been able to find the strike zone a little bit more, feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, he's been better. It looks like he's going back to that good fastball, 95, 97, not throwing as many cutters and off-speed pitches. Basically going with a good fastball like that one at 95, and he's starting to find that curveball again. The curveball was such a dominant pitch for him, and he lost it. It looks like it's slowly but surely starting to come back to him.
Well, and I think we talked about this at the end of the year last year when he had his struggles from time to time, but I really think the fastball and the curveball go together. When he has a good feel for his fastball, then that's when his curveball comes back as well.
And why is that? Is that more just of a release point on his fastball that gets him back on his curveball, maybe staying on top of it, or
yeah,
what's the reason?
It's more the release points. It's staying on top. I think when he finds that fastball and is able to throw those strikes consistently, then he's in a good slot with his curveball as well.
Didn't go. This is Lance Barksdale. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Charlie Furbush getting loose in the pen. Hannigan waiting on deck, but then you have the left-handed hitting Joyce after that. There's Charlie. Looks like he's ready.
2-1 here to Escobar. See ball to Miller, gets another opportunity. Throws high and wide. E6.
Yeah, and it ended up in the camera well, so Escobar will get second base.
Brad having a tough go his last couple of weeks. Miller with his 7th error. That's the most on the ball club. Next closest is Seager with 5. Speaking of errors, did you see? Remember last Friday, Rangers Red Sox game? The Ortiz ball that falls in between a rookie second baseman and Rios. Major League Baseball today took the error off and gave Ortiz a hit as John Buck just ate that one off his hand. Ooh.
And that'll bring out Rob Nodine and Lloyd McClendon.
See if we can take a look at this one where it gets him. Oh, yeah, you can see the bare hand there in behind the glove, but ball sneaks over the mitt and direct on the knuckles, it looks like, of John Buck.
Man,
that'll sting a little bit.
Ouch. A lot.
I can tell you missed that, Dan.
Oh, I really missed that blow.
Whew.
Is that about the same position that you would have your right hand in that area?
Yeah, I mean, it varies.
And you want to keep it loose, right?
Yeah, you do want to keep it loose. The tighter you keep it, the more damage will happen on a foul tip like that. A lot of catchers will keep that bare hand down closer to their knee, but you can see
oh man, what a direct hit.
It's just above his knee, and that ball just has the perfect trajectory to get him right there. The tricky part's going to be to see if he can grip and throw the ball here at this point. See him shaking it off like a catcher does.
See if he can throw.
Yeah, he's good to go. Spit on it.
Hannigan can relate, fellow catcher. Dude, sorry. Anyway, Major League Baseball appealed. I mean, the Red Sox appealed to Major League Baseball, and they took another look at it and gave Ortiz a base hit. Took the error off of Rios. They're coming down today. I believe the Red Sox had they been, whoa, look at it. Had they been no hit, they would have been appealing that anyway. So Ortiz is credited with 2 hits in that game. The one he got later on in the game where the second baseman dove, 9th inning.
Yeah, I would like to hear why they decided to change it. I thought that the ruling of calling it an error was correct. Did you see it, Dan? The fly ball that was out towards shallow right field. The second baseman was going out. No hitter, obviously, at the time. And Rios, the right fielder, came in. Second baseman pulls up. Rios is just standing there and the ball falls right between them.
Second baseman said he thought he heard Rios call him off. Rios said he should have taken control and said Rios backed off. Odor couldn't catch the ball as he dropped in just behind his glove.
Right.
Did not, and neither one of them touched it.
They didn't touch it, but I think the fact that when you see the replay, Rios is standing right there and he should have taken charge, and because he didn't, the ball falls right in front of him. They ruled it an error at the time, and I thought that was the right play.
Really?
Ortiz.
I would have said it was a hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because they didn't touch it. I could see if it was in the sun or something like that.
1-2 pitch misses. Ortiz and the Red Sox, according to this report, MLB.com, written by T.R. Sullivan. Ortiz and the Red Sox thought it was a hit. They appealed the decision of Major League Baseball and got a thumbs up.
I just thought it just seems like always when there's communication errors and it doesn't touch anybody that it's a hit. Granted, that's a tough way to lose a no-hitter.
Out inside Rule 10.12, which covers errors in the official scoring rules and includes the comment, quote, the official score shall charge an outfielder with an error. Such outfielder allows a fly ball to drop to the ground if in the official score's judgment at that position making ordinary effort would have caught such a fly ball.
Clearly, Mike, you studied the rule book.
And Mike Lowers, the defense rest.
And I would say that was about as ordinary as it gets.
But I would say that that's not usually how it's called.
Harold Reynolds and the boys. Harold Reynolds and the boys on MLB Network had a very heated debate. That was as hot as I've ever seen Harold.
What side was Harold on?
Base hit.
Really? And I'm going to guess the other one was probably Mitch, a pitcher.
Yep. He and Al Leiter. As Hannigan strikes out. Good call, Bo.
And this is just a good fastball. 95 miles an hour again. Tom has really been throwing the ball well and gets a strikeout on a pitch down out of the strike zone. And now instead of bringing in Charlie, they're just going to walk Joyce. Pitch to Sean Rodriguez, who came into the game for Zobrist, who waits on deck.
Zobrist injured his left thumb trying to steal a base in the 5th inning. Strike him out, throw him out double play. Whew. Jose Abreu. We're going to see him around July 4th. 3-run homer. White Sox have taken a 4-3 lead at Oakland, top of the 8th.
How many is that for now? 15, 16? He's having a tough time adjusting to the league.
Sounds like the league's having a tough time adjusting to it.
That would be number 15, and RBIs total up to 41. Wow. Hello. Who was it? Oh, yeah, we mentioned this yesterday. Grant Balfour said he's very impressive and ridiculously strong, and great plate coverage.
Well, and his power to right field is hitting the ball the other way. It's not like anybody that I've seen in quite a while. He's going up there where left-handed hitters hit it.
Sean Rodriguez. Remembered seeing him in a daylight game here, Dan Wilson, when we had the perfect game at Felix. August of 2012. Last out. As we remember, it was a vicious pitch by Felix. I mean, I came in and just sort of disappeared and swung over.
That at bat was a vicious at bat. He went 2-0, I think, on him, and then I think he went slider, curve, change to finish him off, and that last changeup was just nasty.
Two on here, 2 out. Miller will flip to Kiddo to get the out. 0 posted on the board by Mr. Wilhelmsen. 2-0 Rays. Of imagination. What would you do if you won? Well, how about this? Did you ever wonder what goes on at a place like Safeco Field overnight? Last night, here's a look. We'll turn back the clock. Ball game ends. Tough loss for the Mariners. Close the roof. And take out the garbage. Work the seats. Wash them down. Look at that. Boy, that's no wonder. Here's the sun coming up. Pull back the roof. Let's do it again. Play ball. Good stuff. New pitcher for Tampa Bay is a left-hander, and we have seen him before. Jake McGee, power pitcher. Rays lead at 2-0 on a bases-loaded walk in a fourth and a wild pitch in that same inning. Takes over for Jake Odorizzi, who threw no hit ball for 5 2/3 before giving up a single to left to James Jones. His 18th game, 2-0 record. Strikeouts 16 over 4 walks. No homers, and opponents hitting just 200 against him. Robinson Cano will lead it off. Odorizzi. What a strong performance by that young right-hander. 1 hit, 7 Ks, 2 walks. Shutout baseball, throwing 95 pitches, 55 for strikes. Here's Kiddo. Started the day tied for 9th in batting and 5th in hits. 0 for 2, fly to center, fly to left. 96 by Jake McGee. Cano still looking for his first home run as a Mariner here at Safeco Field. He's got the one home run. It was in Texas.
McGee is a lot like a young Matt Thornton. Same sort of delivery, and his fastball gets on you in a hurry. Throws 96, 97, and it's easy for him.
Yeah, it looks like he's not laboring at all. It just kind of explodes out of the hand.
Very similar arm slot as Matt Thornton is now with the Yankees. Jake at 6'3", 235 out of San Jose, California. Lives in Reno, Nevada. Very similar to Matt Thornton. One-time lefty, one-time Mariner. Last year, second only to Aroldis Chapman in velocity for relievers at 96.3 is average. Fouled back Chapman at 98.3. Fifth round pick of the Rays back in June of 04. Got to the big club in 2010. Full count here to Cano. Cano's aboard with a walk. Robinson walking for the 14th time. Take your kids to Safeco Field Sunday, May 25th. Your kids will flip their lids because not only will they catch great Mariners baseball, they'll pick up a sweet Mariners cap. It's free to all youngsters 14 and under thanks to Aquafina. Grab tickets for the whole family at mariners.com. Dislocated thumb, we're told, for Ben Zobrist. Here's a high pop. Longoria making a call. One out.
Odorizzi, 6 innings pitched, just 1 hit. He was really good today. Didn't give up a run. A couple of walks, 7 strikeouts, 95 pitches, 55 of those were strikes. Consistently at the top of the strike zone, 92, 93 miles an hour. Slow curve ball.
Yeah, I thought the fastball up in the zone was really the story today for him, and he worked that very well. Got some fly ball outs, got some punch outs up there, and he lived up there.
For Zobrist, give credit to head trainer Ron Porterfield. He had to put that thumb back into place.
Well, that's one of the things that Kerwin Danley in the first inning, he called a couple of strikes at the top of the zone, and he just stayed there the rest of the time.
And it seemed like even with his breaking ball, he missed up there a couple times. And, you know, it's strange that you would try to throw a breaking ball up at the top of the zone, but he really was maybe trying to set up that fastball up top. He had a good one up there today.
0-2 here now to Smoke. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out the first, popped the second.
But the flip side of that too is, Mike, is the Mariner hitters were swinging at it up there and weren't able to get on top.
Well, there's so many times that we've talked about whether you want to be patient as a hitter or be more aggressive. The pitcher at the end of it is going to dictate what you're supposed to do as a hitter. And I think, again, getting those pitches called strikes, and they were strikes. They're at the top of the zone, and he's forcing you to have to attack it. I think most guys, especially hitters in today's game, would rather have the ball in the middle of that tracer box or below. It's easier for them to get the barrel to it. But if you force them to swing at it, they're going to. And then all of a sudden you start throwing pitches up out of the zone, and you keep chasing it up that way. It was tough to get to him today.
Oh, 2 strikes here to Smoke with Cano at first and 1 out. Two. Bad day out at the ballpark out center field. Mom's probably enjoying herself. Catching a blow here today.
Come on now, Smoke.
2-2 pitch to Smoke. Fouled off.
Nobody throwing in the Rays pen, so they're going to stay with McGee. Seager and Ackley, a couple of left-handed hitters, due up after Smoke.
Two pitch. He's worked the full count. Kyle Seager awaits. Smokes worked some deep counts today. 2-2, 3-2, and another full count here.
Shift swinging around even more now, Mike.
3-2. Foul ball.
Yeah, when he had 2 strikes, they moved it back a little bit. Probably been expecting him to be a little more defensive, and with McGee on the mound throwing hard, probably going to be late. But now that it's back to 3-2, they figure he'll be more aggressive with his swing, which he was on that last one as he pulled it foul.
Cool for that young man, coming up with a souvenir. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Smoke.
Come on now, Smoke!
Pounds it down. Oh, nice play by Longoria. Rodriguez, they go around the horn. That was a nifty double play. Good quick hands by Longoria as they go 5-4-3 to retire the Mariners in the 7th. Mike, you can appreciate the work here by Mr. Longoria.
Watch this hop. It comes up on him. He's able to stay with it, and then a perfect feed to second. You're right. That's why he's one of the best in the business over there. Tough hop, but he was able to handle it. Turn the double play. Not a lot of offense today. The Rays with just 3 hits. Mariners with 1.
Jake Odorizzi, 5 2/3 innings of no-hit ball, broken up by James Jones. He's in the 6th. Beautiful day, great crowd, 20,951 here at Safeco Field. Dan Wilson in the booth with us, Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, the sports crew. Head off to Minnesota tomorrow. Weekend series there. Enjoy tomorrow as a day off.
Charlie will take over, 18th appearance of the year. 0-3 record for Charlie. In 11 innings, he has 9 strikeouts, has walked 4 batters. Really struggled with his slider so far here, first quarter of the season. Dan is saying that he was getting underneath it and having a tough time with it.
Well, typically when you get underneath that slider, Mike, it's going to be a little bit flatter. It's going to kind of come across the plate a little bit more. You like to see depth and get it on top just a little bit more, get that depth in the slider. Have it breaking, running away and down from the left-handed hitters, and a little bit easier to control in the strike zone as well.
Jesus tried to drop one down.
Can it be tougher for somebody like Charlie because of his arm angle to do that consistently, because he's out to the side a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, definitely his slot is going to lend itself to getting underneath it a little bit, but he's got to have to have success out there. He's got to get on top of it, and that's the adjustment he's trying to make right now.
Strike 2 to DeJesus.
Good slider right there. You'll see the arm angle. It's not over the top. It's a little bit out more to the side. And he stays on top of this slider nicely. And gets it down in the zone for a strike.
And he folds DeJesus, tagged by his former teammate, John Buck. They were teammates in Kansas City. One out.
Another good slider there. Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're talking about the depth. He gets 2 strikes on DeJesus and looking to throw this slider more in the dirt. And again, the arm angle out to the side, but he stays on top. And nice slider, nice 2-strike slider there down in the dirt for the strikeout.
Here's Longoria. Strikeout looking, a single, and another strikeout looking.
Danny Farquhar getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Ben's one in there. Longoria didn't like that call. 1-1. He's already been called out twice on strikes. Two balls, 1 strike. Mariners 8th. They'll have Seager, Ackley, and Buck coming up 6, 7, and 8. Just away, 3-1. Good views from out the outfield seats, a little above the A in Safeco Field there in the booth. Guys with the white shirts. Watts, Longoria. He's fired up. He's got his Cano backpack, drawstring backpack. Brings up James Loney. 0 for 3, struck out twice swinging. They're wearing the shirts So where for Kings Court, Felix will be back in action Sunday. They'll be watching a Root Sports telecast from Minnesota. Well, Minnesota means we get to see the always funny, the always hysterical, the Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven.
Hopefully.
That's right. One trip we went in, he didn't work.
He stayed home in Florida.
Yeah.
Definitely see Dan Gladden.
He's a riot too.
Yes, he is.
As he shakes his head. Good little ball player. Here's a strike. 1-1.
John Gordon still doing the radio?
Retired.
Did he?
Yeah, Danny took his. Danny and Corey Probst do radio from Minnesota now. Corey, the cousin of Brad Sham, good friend, who's the radio voice, longtime radio voice of the Dallas Cowboys. John's a nice man. John Gordon, good man.
Charlie keeping Longoria close at first. Rays, they don't steal much. They are 12th in the league, tied with the Mariners.
One pitch here to Loney. Two balls, one strike. Danny Farquhar staying active. Two and two now. Longoria at first with one out, 2-2 to Loney. Swing and a miss. He got him third time. Loney struck out today. 2 outs here in the 8th. No one deserves to be bullied. Felix Hernandez and Grammy-winning star Macklemore. They're asking students to take the pledge and change the game. Students can enter to win a meeting with Felix and Macklemore on June 12th. Teachers can win Macklemore bobbleheads for their entire class. Log on to Mariners.com. /change the game to learn more. There's Will Myers. Strike one to Will. He's doubled. Walked and scored on a wild pitch and struck out looking. Charlie, the fourth pitcher used today by the Mariners. Brandon Maurer started. 3 and 2 innings, a 2-hit, 2-run ball, 4 walks and 3 Ks, lifted after 84 pitches. Dominic Leone, 2 1/3, 1-hit ball, 5 strikeouts. Tom Wilhelmsen, 1 inning, a walk and a K. Peralta getting ready. Joel Peralta. 1-2 pitch here to Myers.
Charlie.
1-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good fastball there, just off the plate inside. Previous pitch was a slider that he tapped foul, but he tried to go in there with a fastball that time. Good pitch just off the plate.
Two and two. Longoria chase back. Longoria has not attempted a stolen base so far this season. Swing and a miss. Third Bush strikes out the side. 8th inning. Mariners down by 2. Coming up, Kyle Seager, Dustin Ackley, and John Buck. Baseball on Root Sports being brought to you by Vern Fonk Insurance. Bad luck can hit anyone. Insure with the 13th man, Vern Fonk Insurance. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Earlier today from Lake Union, looking Space Needle and the downtown skyline. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day. Building continues to progress. All the cranes, the new high-rises going up here in Seattle. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Mariner Hall of Famer, great catcher Dan Wilson in the booth with us, along with the Root Sports crew. Boys, has not been an offensive day
at all for the Mariners. They have struggled. Just one hit for them. Haven't had a runner in scoring position. Joel Peralta will take over for the Rays.
Kyle Seager to lead it off. Speed pitch for strike. Kyle today walking a fly to left.
'18th appearance for Peralta. He has struggled. 6.60 ERA. Has 12 strikeouts in 15 innings, but he's walked 6 batters. He's also given up 4 home runs.
Maloney, no problem. One out. Bring up Dustin Ackley, strikeout and a fly to left for him. A couple of Rays fans in the house here today. Tell you what, I think he's a regular with the towel with the 2 gloves. Not gonna miss anything. He's got no excuses. I got it both covered. And protected himself from too much sun.
2 big gloves too.
Did Yogi say he's amphibious? To Ackley. Mariners were no hit for 5 2/3 innings by young Jake Odorizzi. Completed his day, giving up 1 hit, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. James Jones broke up the no bid.
Talking about the Mariners with just their 1 hit. It's not like the Rays have been tearing the cover off the ball either. They only have 3 hits on the day. Mariners ended up giving them a couple of runs by walking 1 in and then a wild pitch.
Oakland's winning streak ends at 6. 4-2 final. White Sox beat them in Oakland. That's a gapper. And Ackley can run all the way to the fence. And he'll stop at second with a double. Second Mariner hit this afternoon. 1 out here in the 8th. Ackley his 6th double of the season.
Dustin ends up getting an off-speed pitch, 81 miles an hour. It's down, but it's out over the plate. Take a look at our McDonald's Supermo and the swing of Ackley. Keep his hands back just long enough to barrel this pitch up and hit it hard into the gap.
Rally hats. They got them working now. John Buck represents the tying run. 1 out, runner at second. John has struck out twice.
We talked about that shift earlier, Mike. Runner in scoring position here. They still got the 3 guys on the left side for John Buck late in the game.
I think it's interesting that they do that. We were talking about it earlier in the game. Both pitches away from him.
Yeah.
Started with a breaking ball away and now that fastball away.
I could understand the breaking ball with the hopes to get out front, roll over to the left side, but that fastball there, obviously a risk that he just kind of stays inside and pokes that ball to right field for the easy base hit.
A 1-1 count to John Buck. 1 out. Ackley at second. Tampa Bay's 2 runs coming in the 4th inning. Strike 2 to Buck.
Another fastball away.
hoping for a little Mariner rally here. Maybe a big rally, in fact. 1-2 to John Buck. Outside for ball 2. 2-2.
After a couple of fastballs out there, the breaking ball just off the plate. John Buck was not biting on that one.
Big pitch here, 2-2. We'll check that swing. Full count. John Buck took a shot to his hand a couple of innings ago. Like to get a nice little sweet sound and feel. Barreling one up here right now, 3-2. He did go. Check down with Lance Barksdale.
And John wasn't happy about it. He thought he checked his swing, and that'll bring out Lloyd McClendon wanting to know why. That's a huge call.
Sure is.
We'll take a look at the replay. You can decide if you think he went. I don't think so. That he held up there. That's a bad call. First hat toss of the year.
Well, Lloyd said he's got his team's back.
Well, he's right. That was a bad call.
Yeah, it looked to me like Lloyd must have said something to him on the way out, because he threw him out immediately before Lloyd was even there.
Yes.
Get that money's worth.
He's frustrated. We saw Felix getting thrown out. First ejection for him. And here's the whole thing. You can see he clearly holds up. That is a bad call. Buck telling him you're wrong.
He said that call. He's had young umpires squeeze his pitchers in the last week. Now this.
Well, I think the biggest thing, too, is he wanted to explain to him where we're at in this game and how big a call that is.
Exactly.
Don't be cavalier about a call.
Exactly. You're right, Dan. He threw him out. I don't blame him for being hot about that. That changes everything in the inning. Right now, you should have first and second with one out.
Bingo.
That's huge. Huge out right there. Huge strikeout.
That turned out to be a very big call. And this guy, remember this day for a while. He got Lloyd's cap.
Michael Saunders is going to pinch hit for Brad Miller, who was due up.
Bad call. Here's Saunders. Hyperextended left knee a few days ago. Limited to just pinch hitting duties. Boy, it looked like Kerwin Denley was going to pop that right arm, didn't it? 1-1. Pitch to Saunders. And he's ahead 2-0. 2-0 Rays. Fourth inning. Bases loaded walk and a wild pitch. There runs. 2-0 here to Saunders. One swing, he get tied up.
He tried to.
Sure did.
Had a good fastball at 90 up and out over the plate. It was elevated for him.
11 of the last 18 games the Mariners have played against the Rays dating back to 2012 have been one-run games, including last night's 2-1 loss. Another tight ball game here, 2-0 is the Tampa Bay advantage. Just another close game between these two teams. 2-1. Good count here for Saunders. 3-1. Condor with a homer and 7 runs batted in, hitting at 220. James Jones on deck.
Peralta using that fastball away, Mike. Trying to get Saunders to hit that ball the other way. Keep the big part of the park in play here.
3-1 count to Saunders. 2 out, runner at second. Breaking ball for strike.
Three-one breaking ball there surprised me a little bit.
Well, I think that's more Peralta. That's what he does. He throws a lot of breaking balls. I think he has better command of that pitch sometimes, Dan, than his fastball.
I would assume he's going to come back with that 3-2 then as well.
See what gives. 3-2, 2 out. Pitch up the middle. Escobar right there throws out Saunders, and the threat is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left, and a manager ejected. 2-0 Rays. Safeco Field. Make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us the hashtag RootFanFave. Watch the Mariners pregame show every Sunday to find out the top 5 fan favorite plays of the week. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Danny Farquhar takes over on this gorgeous Wednesday afternoon. He'll be the 5th Mariner pitcher. 18th game for him. He's got a couple of holds. ERA 3.15. 23 strikeouts over 10 walks. 1 home run and opponents hitting .213. Willie Bloomquist takes over at shortstop. Brad Miller was pinch hit for by Saunders. Willie would slide into the 9 hole. Danny Farquhar called on him. Hold down the Rays one more time here. He's got the bottom third of the order. Desmond Jennings, Yunel Escobar, and Ryan Hannigan. Jennings today, fly to right, walk, ground out to short. Fly ball, right field, deep. Romero track there for the catch.
Well, you're right, David. Farquhar's job here, hold it right here as Belfour gets ready down in the Tampa Bay bullpen. But the Mariners with the top of the order coming up in the 9th. Try to push across a couple runs.
Jennings is retired, brings up Escobar 0 for 2.
Dan, were you ever ejected from a game?
Never did get ejected. That was close. I got close a couple of times, but never did get thrown out. Did you?
No.
Ground ball down to Seager. Quick 2 outs.
I think though it would have been a lot tougher if I was catching.
You would have had to establish an over-under if you had been catching. We're the ultimate Northwest Mariners fan in the state of Oregon, and Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Send us your photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFan or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. And you can win a trip for 2 to Safeco Field for Fan Appreciation Night in September, personalized Mariners jersey, and more. Official rules, visit rootsports.com. 2 outs, and the hitter's Ryan Hannigan.
Remember a game with these guys down in Tampa below where Lou was arguing balls and strikes with John Shulock, who I don't think they had
not
too good a relationship between the two of them, and Lou came out and was tossed and then began to throw the dirt on home plate, and it was covered. I mean, it was an inch or 2 inches thick. And then play resumed. Lou left the field, and John Shulock would not clean off home plate.
No way.
Nope.
Down the line, foul ball. He wouldn't clean it off.
Wouldn't clean it off. I wasn't going to start without the plate clean because he would have called it a ball, right? So I turned around. I said, "John, man, have your broom, please."
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, I swept her off and handed it back, and away we went.
That would have been your chance. You should have swept it off and just fired the broom up into the stands.
Wow. He wouldn't clean it off.
Nope. I said, "Come on, John, let's go. Clean off the plate." He said, "Nope."
No kid.
I said, "Well, then give me the broom. I'll do it."
Jeez. Buck will throw down. And Danny Farquhar does his job. Gets a strikeout. Goes 1, 2, 3 in the 9th. Here we go. Top of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th, beg your pardon. It's Jones, Romero, and Cano. Top of the order for the Mariners. bottom 9. Time for our Seattle City Light Power Play. Boys, not too much offense today.
Well, we'll talk about the one hit right here. Breaks up the no-hitter. James Jones gets a base hit. Dustin Ackley with a double. Here you go. That's been it. One extra base hit for the Mariners. 2 base hits overall. So they're looking to get some base runners here. It will be James Jones the lead off. Top of the order. 1, 2, 3. Jones, Romero, and Cano due up.
The rally jig working here at Safeco Field.
For Balfour, his 14th appearance on the year. Saves 6 out of 7. High ERA over 5. He's walked 12 batters and 14 in the third. Maybe some patience for the guys will pay off. Opponent's hitting just 204. He's given up a couple of home runs.
Crowd 20,951 here at Safeco Field.
Well, the Rays took away what looked like it was going to be a win for the Mariners last night. Maybe the Mariners can turn it right back around.
Snatch back right here.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Why not?
James Jones, including today, has at least 1 hit in all 7 games. And he started for Seattle, currently batting at .379. Veteran Grant Balfour. Balfour in his second tour of duty with Tampa Bay. Ball 1. He's out of Sydney, Australia. Lives in Clearwater, Florida. Balfour was with Tampa Bay from 08 to 2010. Then went to Oakland. He recorded 64 saves the last 3 seasons. It's Hernandez. He'll go Sunday in Minnesota. Alpha with a closer for Oakland last year with 38 saves. Free agent was going to go to Baltimore, but flunked their medical test. And he found a home again with the Rays. Growing up in Australia, he was a catcher until age 17. Converted to a pitcher. It was strike 2 and 2. Jones today's walk grounded out the first and got the Mariners' first hit. 6th inning single breaking up Odorizzi's no-no after 5 2/3. Does look a little bit like Burt Lancaster. Same mustache he had in
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Thank you very much. 2 and 2. Looking back ground ball. Loney will take care of it. Another happy birthday wish here. Pearl Johnson, Mariner fan, celebrating her 94th birthday. Watches the Mariners every night. Cammy Miller sent that in earlier. Stan Beckman, we saluted him earlier, his 97th. Here's Romero. Reaching a fielder's choice and twice struck out. Mariners head off on the road again. 3 games in Minnesota. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Day off Monday, Texas. Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon they'll be right home for Good looking homestand. Houston for 4, Angels for 4, Detroit for 3. That'll get us into the month of June. Next road trip, makeup game in New York, 2 games in Atlanta. And hopefully we'll get a chance to spend some time with the great Henry Aaron down in Atlanta. There's a little road trip coming up. Folks on a third base side and behind home plate, not getting the sun, but everybody else working on their tans. Swing and a miss is Ramiro Case for the 3rd time today. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th, and the Mariners down to their last out.
Couple of sliders in the dirt, and then he elevates a fastball and throws it by Romero.
Yeah, he's been down in that bullpen, Mike, watching Odorizzi use the top part of the strike zone. And he comes in, does the same thing.
Cano today, fly to center, fly to left, and was walked. Ball 1. Slicing fly ball left field, Kevin on Joyce, and that's your ball game. Rays win it 2-0. Mariners finish the homestand 3-4. Tampa Bay takes this series 2 out of 3. And the Mariners will now head off to Minnesota.
Struggle for the offense the last couple of nights with Price going, then you come back today with just a couple of hits for the Mariners. So hopefully out on the road trip they can find some more offense. It looks like their pitching's really starting to come into good shape. The bullpen is fine now, Dan, and it's nice to have Iwakuma back in the rotation. So hopefully you guys start swinging a little better.
Yeah, absolutely. Mauer got off to a little rough start, but the bullpen did a nice job holding it there. And then just weren't able to get anything going offensively. But you're right, the road trip's coming up. Let's see if they can get it turned around.
Dan Wilson, see you next next couple homestands maybe?
Yep.
All
Looking
right.
forward to it, guys.
All right.
Good
Pleasure
luck.
as always, Dan. Good to have you with us. For Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Let's send you out to center field right now. Brad and Bill with the Mariners postgame.
All right, Dave, Mike, and Dan, thank you very much. We'll hear from Dan in a second on what happened in the 8th inning. We're going to go to it right now. And John Buck, 1 out, Ackley on second, full count, check swing, no check swing. He says he didn't go. It didn't look like he went from our standpoint. Bill, what do you think?
I think it was a complete check swing. I think it was a miss. It makes me think the umpires are tired of the Tampa Bay, four-corner stall that they use for their offense.
And here comes
Start
Lloyd.
smelling the cheeseburgers.
Here he comes, and didn't like what he heard or saw right away. And here goes the hat.
He got a little flair there.
He does, yeah. He got a base earlier in his career in Pittsburgh. Got the hat, and it wasn't done. Doesn't want that hat at all. Throws it up to the crowd. Souvenir. Boy, you get baseball, some autographs. You don't often get a manager's hat when you come to a ball game.
I'll tell you what. Lloyd is not sitting on his hands. I mean, every chance he gets, he's out for a potential challenge, and he is also not afraid to let people know how he feels about their judgment.
Exactly. It's his second ejection this season, 23rd as a manager. I didn't know they kept stats like that.
I didn't either, but now
How
we know.
about that? All right,
Yeah.
we will talk to Dan Wilson about the ejection, about John Buck, about this game. We'll hopefully hear from the skipper as well once he calms down a little bit. Mariners, 2-hit shutout today. Rays take it 2-0. They win the series 2-1. A post-game show coming. Lots of good stuff to get to. Coming up.